And gentlemen, I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to play the M60. Now, of course, like a lot of the other tier 10s, or most of the other tier 10s, the M60 has been rebalanced. And what a massive change the M60 has received. Yes, the M48 pattern has received a bit as well. To be fair, the M48 pattern, it's got more armor. It's got more turret armor. It's obviously dropped a few things. It does a little bit less alpha per shot. However, so the M60, yeah, what a big change. So the actual change is it goes 2 kilometers an hour faster. Yes, I'm actually being serious. The only change to this tank was it goes 2 kilometers faster. What? I don't understand. Like, I get some of the rebalancing. I get that. I get Wargaming want to change the game around a bit, you know, make it more interesting. But 2 kilometers per hour? What difference does that even make? Like, what difference does 2 kilometers per hour even make to the tank? I'll tell you what difference it makes. Nothing. It makes nothing, literally. No change whatsoever at 2 kilometers. But, you know, it's a buff, and we'll take that. So we're going to talk about the tank, because the tank itself, the same as the M48 pattern, it's had its ups and downs. You know, it's been good, then it was like, meh, and then it become good again. But overall, I really do enjoy the M60 and the M48 pattern. So we're not going to talk about the pattern, we're going to talk about the M60, but both basically they are the same tank. So the turret armor is 194 millimeters. Now, yeah, it is quite thick when you're using the gun depression. It is quite strong. However, there are weaknesses, but overall, the turret armor is actually quite strong. Can't really say the same for the hull. The hull is quite weak. It's quite a tall tank as well, so it's quite hard to hide your hull in general. But yeah, the turret armor is where this tank is, and you do need to try and get it on a ridge. It is a ridgeline tank. It's not a brawler. If you do come up against other mediums, it really isn't a brawler. Doesn't quite have the DPM that other mediums has got. Now, we are running this with calibrated shells, so you do have a little bit less DPM, a couple of hundred. So you're looking around about 3,500, which isn't bad, to be fair, but again, other mediums will penetrate you very easily if you try and brawl with this tank. So overall, I don't think the DPM is that bad. That is a 6.4 second on your reload. Now, the penetration, the AP pen is 268, and on your heat it is 330, which is why I do run this with calibrated shells. You've got an average damage of 350, 300 on your heat, and 440 on your HE. Aim time is really good at 2.7. The gun dispersion is okay at 0.317. Actually, it's quite good. You can actually, if you want to run the refined gun, you do lose a little bit on the aim time, but I still think it's still decent. And so that means you'll have good aim time and you'll have really good gun dispersion. So I would probably run it with the refined gun. You've got 10 degrees of gun depression with a top speed of 52 kilometers per hour. So yeah, overall, it's not a bad tank. It really isn't a bad tank. Again, I don't understand the change, to be fair. I understand the change for the M48 pattern, and usually, like I said, the two tanks are very similar. So I don't get why the M48 pattern has had a lot more changes than the M60. I get maybe they want to try and separate them so they're not exactly the same tank. I really don't know, but just to give it a 2 kilometers an hour quicker, I just don't understand. I really don't. But obviously, the M60 has always been a special tank for me because I've spoke about it many times before, the whole M60 saga. If you don't know about the M60 saga, I would suggest put M60 in YouTube. We've spoke about it many times before, so we're not going to really talk about how I managed to get the M60 for free like most or a lot of other players. But yeah, you know, as you can see here, we did manage to get a couple of bounces there from those guys. But you really do want to try and get this tank on a ridge, because you will perform well. You will perform well on a ridge, and your turret armor on paper isn't the greatest, but yeah, it's okay. The turret armor is okay as long as you try to hide your hull. But again, it is a very big tank. Like, it's a very tall tank, and you will get penetrated very easy. Now, we did manage to get another beautiful bounce there. That was a sexy bounce from the Death Star there. That kept us alive. If I would have been shot from that guy, I would have been a one-shot, and I'd be pretty much dead by now. I wouldn't have been able to do anything. So, yeah, it's 2,500 damage. There's still 5 tanks left alive. We did take a shot from the E4, the IS-4, and yeah, stupidly, my teammate killed him the same time as I shot, which meant I was reloading when that bat chat shot me. So there's 4 tanks left alive. I am a one-shot, so I do need to play it very, very safe at this point. But yeah, you know what? I'm like, okay, I'm gonna die. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna die. I don't know why he didn't shoot me there. I don't think he was on a reload, because he only just come around the corner. But you know, I'll take it. I will take it. I didn't manage to get any more damage into him, but still 2 tanks left alive. Still plenty more damage. But there is the bat chat. As I've said, if you come up against other mediums, like if you come up against the T62's A's or the objects, especially tanks like the T62, and the reason it doesn't really perform well against these other medium tanks is because, like I said, you are quite high. If a T62A comes and tries to face hug you, you're really only going to see the T62 strong parts, you know, its turret. You're only really going to see its turret, and it's going to be very difficult for you to be able to penetrate that, where the T62 is going to be able to see your hull. He's literally going to be face hugging your hull, which is your weakest point. So they will be able to penetrate you, and it's going to be very difficult to come one-on-one against these guys. So yeah, I don't think it compares to a few other mediums, but what we're going to do now is watch an outstanding replay with a very high amount of damage, just to show you guys what this tank really is capable of doing when played correctly. So we have RH Gamer 48. Let's just fast forward it a little bit. Again, if you can have a game where you still got good DPM, like a lot of the mediums in tier 10 have got good DPM, like there's not really a medium with rubbish DPM. They've all got around about the 3,400 to the 3,500 DPM, and of course you will drop if you do run the calibrated shells, but all depends how you want to play it. You know, some I do run calibrated shells, some I run the rammer, because some I do want the DPM, but others I prefer the penetration. So there's the bat chat now gone, 1 tank down, and just let's watch the rest of the replay. So of course no one here is focusing these guys. They have all gone to the town there. So if these guys start crossing, then they are going to have some free shots. Now this is a good map. I really do like this map. So if the enemy are pushing around and they push far around, you can sort of still stay in this position up the hill, and you will actually have a little bit of cover because you've got quite a few ridges. And a tank like the M60, that is absolutely perfect, because they're going to find it difficult. And when you have literally 5 or 6 tanks there all pushing around, you've got free shots, and because your team are down there, you are not getting focused at all. They don't care about you right now because they're just going to look at the tank that is right in front of them. And our guys managed to farm now almost 3k damage without even being looked at. Yes, he's bounced a little bit at the start, but it is soon going to change, because all of a sudden it is a 2 versus 5. So a lot of work left to do. But again, if he can bring some of these guys down to a one-shot, then even on his own against 5 tanks, it is extremely possible, because he does have that DPM. No idea what this E100 is doing, but our guy now finds himself on his own. And the Object 268 angry. He's angry. And yeah, nice bounce. And again, if you're just showing your turret, that is what you can do. Now, he really needs to just take a little bit of time, take it easy, and get rid of that E100. He needs to try and focus as much as he can, but that is 3 bounces into that E100. There's the Jaegeru. Is he going to bounce? Yes, he is going to bounce, but I don't know if that was actually from the Jaegeru or someone behind him. So at the moment, he's on 4k damage. He's not looking at running away. He still wants to stay around this side of the map and take care of some of these guys. So you've got the E100 there. The Jaegeru is low hit points. The VZ is low hit points. And he did manage to take care of that guy. But even at this point, I don't know how he lasts as long as he's last. He's literally got a mouse face hugging him, like, and he's got a Jaegeru coming behind him. I don't know how he just doesn't die within seconds. So of course he's going to ignore the mouse to go for that Jaegeru. He's the one that can pretty much kill him in a one shot. Someone is capping the base. So even at this point, someone's capping. We would expect them just, you know what, I'm going to carry on capping. It's game over. But they get to 78. 78, and then they decide to start coming off the cap. So because no one else is around at the moment, he has got time to circle this mouse. Very easy. The mouse is making it easy, but he needs to hurry up, use that DPM, and clear these guys before the other 2 guys come up this hill. So of course he's focusing, he's doing the right thing, but it would have been game over by now. If they would have just sat on the cap, it would have been 100% game over. But here comes the T30. As soon as the mouse is a one shot, here comes the T30. Nice bounce there. He can't take a shot at the moment. Now, he's on 7,400 damage. He's going to obviously ignore the T30 because he wants to clear the VZ. And he's actually in a good position. The VZ can't get the gun down, but God knows what this T30 is doing. Just shoot. Just get around and shoot. Yeah, 300 damage, and now he is a one-shot, so he does have to pay extra attention. The T30, I'm not going to lie, the T30 looks like a kind of special player. He doesn't look the greatest. 8,500 damage. He's blocked 4,000 as well. Don't forget, 4,000 damage in a medium tank. That is extremely, like, really good. He needs to bait a shot. He definitely at this point needs to bait a shot. He doesn't want this T30 at this point in the game to get the victory, because the T30, in my opinion, does not deserve the victory. Is he going to be able to do it? He gets the bounce. He now can push forward and go for that victory. Well played indeed. 1 versus 5, and he just made it look so simple. Of course, it did help that one of them guys got off the cap. I assume it was the T30. 78 cap points, and they thought, you know what, we can kill this guy. Well, you were wrong. You were 100% wrong. And our guy, RH Gamer 48, 9,600 damage and a well-deserved mastery badge. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Actually, 9,700. I got that wrong. I do apologize. So anyway, hope you enjoyed today's video. That is the M60. Still a fantastic medium. I just think it does fall short on some of the other mediums in tier 10. Let me know your thoughts on the M60. Is it a tank that you really love, or is it one of the worst medium tanks in tier 10? Hope you enjoyed it. I'm Meadsy, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye-bye.